And the Marines have a saying, adapt and conquer. That's their logo, their slogan. They embed that in their minds, adapt and conquer. It doesn't mean do the wrong thing. That means wherever you put your feet, that's your property. That's where you are. And defend it. Whether it rains, snows, sleet, hail, you're up to here in water in your foxhole, sandstorms, it doesn't matter. Adapt and conquer. It's the same thing. And what Christ is saying to us is that all these people come up with all these excuses not to do what they're called to do. They are called to go to this banquet. They've been invited. They're invited guests. And what does he say? None of them come. They all have excuses again, like the poor monk. They all have something big happening in their life. And what does he do? Go out to the byways and the highways and the hedges, get the lame, get this one, get that one, the blind, the deaf, all of them, and bring them here. Who's that? That's us. That's us. The people who are far away. Christ is calling. He's calling the Gentiles. He's calling those people who shouldn't even be there. But the Jews in that time are looking and saying, I have other things to do. It's not saying all of them did that, because they still said we still have room. They didn't say it was empty. We still have room. So he's calling us. He's calling us to take part in the sacraments. He's calling us to do the services. He's calling us to participate in the church. You are and you make up the members of the body of Christ. It's you make up his body. You make up his body. Remember, you're the blood. As the saints are the blood of the church that made the church strong and firm. It was their blood. We are the blood. It's our turn. We're the blood of the body. Do we not care about what this is that we do? So remember, this is what we have to do. We have to partake, we have to come, we have to participate. And by doing it, receiving communion, remember the sacraments. We go to the banquet, the largest banquet or the heavenly banquet. This is where the connection comes in. This is called the heavenly banquet. We're called every Sunday, every holiday, to the heavenly banquet. And that's what Christ is trying to tell us and for us to see. This is our cross that we have to bear. Many times we can't go. Many times I can't go to Vespers or something that we do in Great Vespers for other things. But God will excuse us. And that's another thing. There was a story written in the old books about a priest that was doing a service, and as he was performing the service, he came out to cense everyone. So everybody stood up, as we do, and he'd go to all the aisles, and he stopped at empty pews. And he censed. And he stopped at another pew, he censed. And he censed the people that were there, and he went to more empty pews, and he censed those empty pews. So the man in the seats in the congregation, what's he doing? Was he crazy? So, after the service, he gets his andido, and he asks him, he goes, yeah, no. Why did you do that? And he says to him, he says, well, these are people who have seats here that are missing. But they're missing for a good reason. So we still have to bless them. Remember, that's the idea. So we do get excuses. I remember when I was a little boy, my father said, we're going to my cousin's. I was an altar boy at 9. And when I went into the altar, when I was about 9 and a half, first time I was there, my father says, come on, we'll go to Long Island to visit your cousins. Pop, it's Sunday. I got to go to church. He said, Vasily, we have to go visit your cousin. It's the only day we can do it. They're right out in Long Island. We can't go there the other day. I said, Pop, it's no good. I'm going to miss the church. And what's God going to say? We're going to miss. He said, Vasily, understand your family is the small ecclesia. That's a good reason. So I realized as I grew up that that's what it was. So if I was missing for a good reason, like the priest that went around and sensed the empty seats, he knew. He knew people are missing for good reasons. And it's okay. But understand, we're all called to be here, all of us. And in the old days, in the canons of the church, I hate to tell you what it says. How many? 3 φορές. What's going to happen after the third time? Exo. If you don't come 3 times in a year, you're out. You're out. And that means orthros, when we start, to the very end. And what happens if you don't receive communion? Άλλο problem. It's another problem. Yeah? It's another problem. That's in there also. So understand the rules and regulations that they had years ago. And I'll read them one day, and the key, when I do this, I'll read the short piece so you can hear it. They're unbelievable. They're unbelievable. Just prepare yourselves so that you can come and partake of the banquet. Well, God bless you. Let's all rise and bow.